joining me today in Ethnic Creative Cooking. Let's get started. Okay, into a big bowl we're going to place all of our flour, and so we're going to put in 1 cup and then 6 tablespoons. So let me get this one out of here first. Let me get a straight edge real quickly. And we need a little bit more in there. There we go. So here's 1 cup. Goes in there like so. And then 6 tablespoons. So there's 1, 2, and number 3, 4, 5, and number 6. Okay, so 1 cup plus 6 tablespoons. Okay? And then into that we're going to put our baking powder, and this is 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and I hope that I have enough in here. If not, I have a spare to go with it. Okay, so 2 teaspoons. This is going to be our leavening agent, and this is aluminum free. That's the only kind that I buy. So there's 2 kinds that you can buy. Rumford, and then Trader Joe's also has aluminum free baking powder, so I suggest that you buy those. Then we're going to put in 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, so we have 2 leavening agents in here. Okay, so not very much of this stuff here. 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, then we're going to put in 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt, and I use, Himalayan salt. So that's why it's pink, to go with Valentine's Day as well, by the way. And then we're going to also put in there 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Okay, so let's get our granulated sugar out of here. So there's 1 and number 2. All right, so now all of our dry ingredients are together, like so. And we are going to then put in here 6 tablespoons of butter. And this needs to be right out of the refrigerator. And you dice it up into cubes, okay? So that goes right in here, like so. And then you're just going to grab a pastry blender. And we're just going to blend this together using our pastry blender. Get all the fat incorporated in there. And then just wipe it off here as you go. So it takes a while to do this, but it doesn't really take that long. It's no big deal. Oh, by the way, I already preheated the oven to 400 degrees, okay, Fahrenheit. So, because it takes a while at 400 degrees. It takes about 7 minutes to heat that thing up. So I did that already, okay? And so we're just going to, after the butter is about the size of peas, go ahead and put away your pastry blender. And we're going to put in our liquid ingredients next. So we're going to put in 1/2 of a cup of buttermilk, okay? And I actually already measured this out, so this goes right straight in here, like so. So if you don't have buttermilk, you can use regular milk plus a little bit of vinegar. So I used 1/2 cup of milk and then a teaspoon of vinegar to go in here. So, and just mix this together like so. All right. It doesn't take long at all to do this. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of move these things out of the way here. Okay, let's get those out of the way, and then we are going to kind of take this and put it out on our surface area here, every bit of it. Okay, and we'll do a little bit of kneading, okay? Over there. And I'm going to knead this until it's ready to make some biscuits with it, like shortcake. We call these shortcakes, okay? So it's not, it has more sugar in it than a regular biscuit does, because these are shortcakes, but anyways, you just kind of move this around the board like so. And if it gets too, if it's too wet, you can put down a little bit more flour, but I think we're doing good on this, right? It's looking pretty good. A little bit more kneading here, and then we'll kind of flatten this out like so. Should be about 1/2 inch in thickness here, and just grab a little bit more flour, that on your hands so that it's not sticking there, and grab a cup out of here. I'm going to use this one here. I want mine to be kind of small here. And we're just going to dip this in here and use this so it doesn't stick, okay? Each time you cut one of these out of here, you have to dip it in the flour, otherwise it gets pretty sticky. Okay, so there's 4 right there. And you don't have to use any parchment paper. And you don't have to use any oil or anything like that on here. Okay? These are just going to go on here like so. Our little shortcakes. And this one goes here. You can touch them with each other if you want to, but there's no need to do that. Okay, so we're just going to go for the rest of it. Get my hands a little bit of flour on there to continue on here. A 1/2 inch in thickness. And here goes another one here. And it looks like I'm going to have to do this one more time here. Knead it one more time. Rub my hands here. And one more out of here. You can see the butter chunks in here too. If you want to come closer and look, you'll see little flecks of butter in here, you know. It makes them flaky, which is what you want, right? You want this to be as flaky as possible. Because that's what makes shortcakes so good. So this makes about 7 here, okay? Which is good. And these are going to go into the oven for 12 minutes. So see you back in a few. It's time to do the strawberries. Yay, right? Okay, so I have a bowl here that I'm going to fill up here, and we need to wash these up real good, okay? So use cold water and run these under here for a while, right? Okay, drain them off here. Bring them over here, let me dry my hands off a bit. And we're going to be using a chef's knife for these and a huller. Okay, these are wonderful to have. So we're looking for 2 cups of strawberries here, okay? So we're just gonna start hulling these one at a time. Strawberries are kind of a little green right now, but, or I should say white, whatever you want to call it. So if you look at a strawberry, the more white it has, the less flavor it's going to have. So if you go to the grocery store, try to find the very best ones you can find, okay? These ones are organic, but even the organic ones are not as ripe as they should be. Therefore, I grabbed some frozen ones so that they could have more flavor here, okay? So just a couple more here, and then we'll put in the frozen ones as well. So we need some fresh ones because you can really tell about the freshness compared to frozen. They're, more tough and not, soft like the frozen ones are and mushy, So, so let's just slice these into thin, oh gosh, these are not as, see, look at that. It's not as good as I was hoping for, but we're gonna make up for it with the frozen ones, okay? So we'll have some strawberries that are, like this, kind of pinky, because of the blending with the white color, okay? And then we'll have some that are real bright red, okay? So sometimes that's the way it goes at the grocery store, right? Especially in February. when they're only grown in greenhouses around the world, right? Okay, so we're almost there. You can cut your strawberries larger if you want to. I kind of like to have them be bite-sized pieces, you know, rather than larger, you know, slices. Okay, so just the small ones I'm just cutting into 4s here, and larger ones are get more of a slice in them. Okay, so here we go on our strawberries. Okay, and a little bit more here. This one goes in half, 4s here. There we go. So we're looking for 2 cups. So I'm going to add to that all of these frozen strawberries as well. So here we go. Actually, I think this is going to be more like 3 cups, but that's all right. So if you have 3 cups, put in 3 tablespoons worth of sugar, and if you have 2 cups, just put in 2, okay? So this is I'm gonna do 3 tablespoons of sugar in here. 1 and 2 and 3, and then we're gonna put in a pinch, okay? This is considered a pinch of salt goes in there, and then we're also going to put in there some juice of a lime, okay? Ooh. So these are done. Let's take these out at the same time, right? So let's see if these are done. We're in here for 12 minutes. Ooh, yes, they are. Nice, beautiful biscuits. Look at those. Ooh, there we go. Let's put those right here. Turn this off and get out our lime squeeze. And we're going to do a half of a lime in here, okay? So this really, the lime actually wakes up the flavor of the strawberries. So it is sour, but like I said, it like makes strawberries like taste better, okay? So that's the reason why we put lime juice in here, okay? And then we're just going to use a spoon and stir these around here. And we're going to let them macerate for 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes of macerating, I'll be back here to make some whipped cream and then also to plate it all up. You won't want to miss it. Time to make the whipped cream that goes on top, because we're not doing this without it. Okay, so we can go ahead and put in 1 cup of whipping cream, and I might need some more, so I have 2 of them over here. So 1 cup. Oh, yep, I do. So, yep, I sure do. So let's measure out a little bit more, right? Whipping cream. Yum. It has to be heavy whipping cream, you guys. Nothing else will do. So this goes into a mixing bowl, and this mixing bowl, its glass doesn't work very well at all. And if you chill this ahead of time, the bowl, it helps a lot, okay? So we're also going to put in there 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. So we'll go ahead and get started on that. And we're going to put in there 1/2 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And then put it on high. And it usually takes about 2 minutes and then it'll be done. So I'll meet you over with the plating up. I'm plate up and I'm excited. Let's go ahead and start off by lighting up these candles here, right? Ooh, taking a while there. Ooh, that one didn't light up, so let's try that again. There we go. Ooh, like the ambience, right? Let's go ahead and pour some apple cider in here, sparkling. There we go. Ooh, right. Okay, so we need to kind of make sure that these are doing good. They should have all kinds of juices in the bottom here after they macerate for a while, right? And that means to pull all the juices out with the sugar and a little bit of salt, okay? And they just do that. They just pull it all out of it. The salt helps a little bit. You don't want to put too much in there, okay? And the lime juice does the same thing, okay? So here we go. Let's take a biscuit here, or a shortcake. Put it on here like so. And then just drizzle on all of our berries here. And the juices are so incredibly important in this, so get some out of there. Because after you put them in the refrigerator, they really start to pour out the juices here, okay? So there we go. We got our strawberry juices on there. I'm going to put a little bit of a lime on here to decorate my plate here. And then I'm going to scoop up some of this whipped cream that we made. So put a big, huge dollop on there. Just like that. Doesn't that look beautiful and gorgeous? I want to take a picture of this, right? Okay, here we go. We're going in now to sample this. Oh, I love the warmth of the shortcake, and then the berries are, cold, and then the whipped cream is cold. That's the best part. All kinds of different temperatures going on here, which is what people like to keep interested in food. So let's try it. Wow. Happy Valentine's Day, and cheers to you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week.